This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And this is for the players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast. With almost 40 years playing PlayStation and 5+ years in the game's media combined, we thought we'd throw a hat into the ring and join that PlayStation conversation.
If you would also like to join the PlayStation conversation, you can do so every Monday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube, Stitcher, and iTunes. We're also on Facebook and all other major social media outlets. But the main conversation happens, as I casually turn my laptop back on our Facebook community group page, facebook.com/groups/thepopculturists. And if you really like what we do, jump over to Patreon at patreon.com/thepopculturists. Check out the tiers there. There might be something there that interests you.
Hey man. First thing I want to mention, this is our first video with our lovely new studio lights brought to us, or literally bought by our beautiful Patreon people. Whose names appear at the end of every episode.
Yes, they will. They're so good. They're the because you probably can't obviously see, or especially if you listen to the podcast, but they're the umbrella lights. Our previous lights were salad bowls with aluminum tape on PVC pipe.
Yeah, like we built them for about $20 each. Yeah. Like I remember when we first started deciding to do them, like, look, we need to fix the lighting here. Let's Google how to make simple studio lights.
It was literally like the first YouTube link.
Yeah, bowls, things.
Yeah.
Like
go to Bunnings, buy this stuff. Go to Safeway, buy the bowl, and you're set.
Yeah, and we did. And like you found the bowls in your house, didn't you? Or did you buy them brand new?
No, I bought them.
Oh, brand new bowls. Oh.
$3.
Didn't realize we bought brand new bowls.
Yeah, that's because we were upper class. No, but you know they've served well for 2 years. But thank you to the lovely Patreon people, we were able to upgrade, and at least to us, it visually makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and I would love to give a moment of silence to the old lights, but no.
How many moments of silence have they had while we're just trying to pick them up off the fucking ground? They've had enough silence.
That's moments of internal anger. Yeah, look, PVC pipe seemed like a really good idea to build lights out of.
Oh, we could have done. We built them shit.
We did. We didn't glue anything.
We didn't glue anything. The pipes fell out, so the light fell over. They like wobbled left, front,
and
back.
Yeah, and because we use like a dodgy hacksaw, and neither of us are very.
Nothing is straight.
Yeah, nothing is straight. So everything's like stacked. Like I ripped my toe open on one of them once.
There will be a video coming up this Wednesday. Showing the downfall of the old lights and the upcoming of the new lights.
But what have you played this week?
Not a lot, man. Between the kids and work, and I had 2 assignments due this week. All I really had time was to jump back into Persona 5.
Why? By the way,
Friday. New Game Plus.
There has to be new games that you could be playing.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay for them. That's the thing.
You can raid the shelf in the lounge.
No, I've had a very particular itch on Friday.
And it's for a game that you put 200+ hours in already.
No, 110.
I was exaggerating purposes.
I'll get there. The difference is now, though, is that like now, you don't have to, but you can obviously skip all the dialogue and fast forward all the dialogue. And that's where the majority of the time the time sitting there comes from is reading everything and, but you can skip all of that now, which I started listening to everything and then I just kind of thought, no, I just want to play the game.
Yeah.
So I went on to the PlayStation store and maybe bought a little bit of DLC.
Which is cheap this week.
Yeah, I bought
with the Born in Japan, Made in Japan.
Yeah, I bought the Persona 4 costume set for everyone. Fucking rocks. It's awesome. The Yasagami High school uniform.
Did it change the game for you completely?
No.
No, but as in, you look at it, you're like...
Yeah, and it also brings in the Persona 4 battle theme, Reach Out for the Truth, as your regular battle theme instead of the new Persona 5. Yeah, no, it's good, but it's nice to mix it up. I got Izanagi, the first Persona you get in Persona 4. Mm-hmm. Get him in Persona 5 now.
Nice.
Just, change the game a little bit. A lot carries over from your old game into New Game Plus.
Like all your friends?
No, the confidants go back to rank 1, but all your social stats carry over.
Well, like your...
proficiency and your guts and your knowledge and all that.
That's handy because it takes quite a while to build
up. Yeah, so I had all of them at rank 5 at the end of my first playthrough. So now when I play, all my spare time can literally be just with confidants, which will let me get all of them to max in a playthrough for that trophy. And then got it. Yeah, that's pretty much the only...
So you're going to go for the plat now?
Yeah, this playthrough I'm going for the plat. I've got a list of all the trophies I need and how to get them.
Oh, and for those friends of ours at the Explosion Network, plat.
What?
That's the little thing, because with their show, the Platinum Explosion, their little thing is they open the show with plat. I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
like a Starburst shirt
Yeah,
logo.
it makes me wish we had like
But
something.
but yeah, no, a lot's carried over. I got my trophy list. I'm keen to casually, quote unquote, get back into the game. What about you?
Look, me's been pretty quiet week as well. I played Crash Bandicoot a bit more. Now, as we originally intended to, stream the first, second, and the third. Now that there's enough time passed, I'm like, I'm not going to stream the third, so I decided playing the third.
Just decided not to stream it.
Nah, it's been like a week since the second one. I think we're fine.
Didn't you go? You went away for that weekend.
I did went away for the weekend, so the 3 days that because we didn't get the game until a bit later. So for me, it was like, it's not going to fit time-wise.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, game's still good. Nothing's changed with Crash. Crash is still solid. I've played some games that aren't on PC. That aren't on PS4. They're on PC. But I want to talk about them.
Talk about it then.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it now or later?
I'm talking about it right now.
Yeah, go.
So
I know what you're going to say.
So I played a little bit of Hollow Knight.
Oh, yeah, I remember playing that at
We played the PAX like 2 years
2015?
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw it and it was on sale. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. It's rad. Super rad.
Yeah.
My computer's a little bit shit. So there's a little bit of frame rate drops and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think on a more proficient PC, like it would just be smooth.
Yeah. Do you using a controller?
Yes, I'm using a controller because it did say controller would be preferred. I'm like,
Then why is it on PlayStation?
I'm like, no questions asked, mate.
Say no more. You open your jacket, you got like 8 controllers hanging down there.
Yes, and like
That strikes me as weird though. Controller preferred. Well, then put on the PlayStation.
Yeah, maybe it's more of a.
That game would rock on the PlayStation.
I think it's coming. It
hope so.
reviewed incredibly well, and it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't make its way over.
Or the Switch. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I played a little bit of Switch this week as well. Not much.
What's the game you want? I know the game you want.
The game
to talk
that I
want
want to talk about is that Dragon Cancer.
Oh, that makes my heart beat faster just hearing the name.
God, man. Nothing. The easiest way I can explain it is no piece of content has ever moved me as much as this game.
I've been moved by content before, but I know where that game would move me because cancer's very close to me. I've had a lot of history with cancer in the family and stuff, and of course being a father. So I know where that would move me to, and I think I just need to be in the right headspace. Like when I feel like I need to cry, like when it's just been a long time, it's like I just need to cry. I think that's when I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
But from what I read a lot of Steam reviews, and yeah, not a dry eye in the room. It seems.
Yeah.
Did you finish it or
no?
I
couldn't.
Can you go back?
Couldn't finish it, but I will go back. I will go back. And
it's only a couple hours.
It's only a couple of hours. I played it for about 2 hours.
How did it strike you as a new father?
Oh, it beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of me.
Did you get Molly to play it with you, your wife?
No. Millie walked in. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, no. She's like,
I'm editing.
She's like, I'm going to bed. I'm like, listen.
I just picture her standing there, just going, shaking her head and walking away.
What's wrong with this guy? And I'm like, no, like, see, what's incredible about the game, as I'm just going to move this mouse because it's right on the record button, I don't want to bump it.
You had to lean across the table to touch it. How would you bump it and click the record button?
I've done many things in my life.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so the game sort of opens and they talk about, so the son, his name's Joel, and not our Joel, but
he's safe. Don't worry.
He's safe. And they
not our Joel. Like we have a kid together called Joel.
Yeah, we do. He's Joel Grant, the Delano website. Yeah, and they talk about how he only has a small selection of words because he has a cancer in his frontal lobe. So they spend the first half hour or so of the game explaining who Joel is and what his words are, and there's this really cool thing. So you're in a park and you're feeding the ducks, and he loves the ducks there. I think he calls them Dana or something, and water is Wawa. So he's a big fan of the Wawa. And then you
guitar player.
Yeah, so he moved through to a park, and there's multiple Joels, and his father, conveniently named Ryan.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? Looking at, and then you go talk to
mum called Amelia?
No, I think it's Amy, which is creepy. Yeah, so it's like, you go to each one of them and they play little recordings. And it's weird because they sound as if they're home video recordings.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's them talking with their other two kids, like the one's Elijah and one, and they just it sounds like they've pulled them from their life.
Yeah.
And now I assume they've been recorded Like, as in they're not the actual pools. They would be super weird. But it's just, because it seems so real, it's just so moving.
Well, it is real, in a way.
Well, as in, like, it's an autobiographical story, but like just this one moment is just so... Like, just listening to these recordings, it just kind of pulls you into this world and makes you understand who these people are. And as you proceed further into the game, it's just...
Yeah.
I can't talk about... I can't praise it enough. But...
There's not so much a game more than
it's
a visual
experience.
novel.
It's an incredible way for a family to tell one of the most heartbreaking stories you will ever hear and they would have ever experienced. And I think that's where it moves the most, is the fact that it is so personable. It is so personal. It's so raw. It's every part of this person is in this game and you feel it.
I know. I remember seeing it won quite a few awards at some indie game shows.
It deserved
and stuff.
every single one.
But yeah, cancer is very close to the family for me, so I'll wait till I've had a bad day, but can't quite cry.
I went from the other way. I didn't need to cry. I'm like, I just feel that I need to play this, and I did, and it was amazing.
I didn't feel I need to cry, but I'm. But
crying, one of the most incredible things about this is perception, and how you perceive different things in the game. So there's a particular moment where they're in like a hospital room, and they're sitting on, there's the little recliner, and he's sitting there with Joel on his chest, and there's
thumbnail for the game.
Yeah, there's the chemo thing coming off him, and what the game does is it switches between a third person where you're sitting there looking at the situation, then it moves to where you're in the father and you look down and you see your son, and then it switches to the son.
Okay.
So, like, one of the most incredible things about this game is just how it changes that perspective and how it looks at this situation, at this story from different angles. I'm not making you uncomfortable because you can see you're fidgeting and you're not looking at me. And
I'll make sure the laptop doesn't turn off.
And there's another moment as well, a little bit later, when they're sitting in sort of a doctor. This is not really spoilers. They're sitting in a doctor's office and it has one of those kids' toys, where you spin it and it's like, me and the cow says me, horse says moo,
Mamas!
Yeah, it's pretty much that, right? So you click it a couple times and it's like, the cow says like really sarcastic shit, and it's just like, all right, sure. And then it goes away and it comes back and it's mum, dad, the nurse, the nurse, doctor's assistant, and the doctor. And you click on it, spin it, and then you can rewind time so you can see everybody's perspective as they deliver what is horrible news.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's get into the happy part.
Oh man, look, it's not a PlayStation. It's PC, but fucking play it, man. Like, it is so.
Is it on sale?
I believe it is on sale. It was with the summer sale anyway. I don't know what it is, but even if it's full price, like $15, whatever, buy it.
Yeah.
Like, support these guys, man. Like, so I don't want to give too much away, but it's like one moment they talk about how the cards that these people get when they finally leave treatment, and it transitions to you're in the hospital still, but everywhere are cards. So, and like in every one of them you can click on, and every one of them has this heartfelt little note from someone, whether it's, it's to their father, to their brother, to their sister, to their mother, to their grandparent, to the aunt, uncle. It's, and I read every single one of those cards.
And you cried on every single one?
Without, like, I was like just every single, and because it's just, little things, and just like, some of them, it's clearly the creators of this game have reached out to people when they were there, or people that they reached back to saying, hey, can you write a little message for your family, or can you, or whether it's part of the Patreon, the Kickstarter, however they did the development of this.
I think it was Kickstarter.
I think it might be Kickstarter, because like every one of these cards is a lovely little message to say, hey, John, you fought the good fight, we miss you. It's just, fuck, it's so good.
That was quite informing.
Let's inform the players.
What?
So let's inform the players with news.
Oh, you said it. Yeah, we move into a segment called Inform the Players. Let's bring the energy back up a little bit from from death and sad stuff.
No, it's a great game.
5 bits of news this week. Normally would be 6, but
we'll get there.
Someone's dropped the ball at some point. Number 1, the Destiny 2 beta goes live this week at time of launch, but starting the other day, because I didn't change it.
you wrote it as if it was like today.
But you can preload it on your PS4 and Xbox One. If you redeem your code, you can download the beta so you can jump right in when it begins. If you have pre-ordered the game, you'll receive a code to redeem on Bungie.net. This allows you to get a code for the platform of your choice.
Code for code for code.
Code for a code for a code. You can then download the entire file to your system, although you won't be able to access it until the beta begins. Destiny 2's beta takes up quite a bit of space on PS4. We'll need 15 gig of free space on their hard drive, while Xbox One will need 12.8 gig. The extra 2.2 gig is because PlayStation is simply a better system.
Boom!
The beta test opens to those who pre-ordered the game on July 18th for PS4. This is America, so I guess July 19th. For us here in Australia, and July 19th for Xbox, so July 20th. Everyone else can jump in starting July 21st. The beta runs through to July 22nd. A beta for the PC players is also coming, although Bungie says that won't begin until late August because PC is just so slow.
Oh, and because PC, the release is a little bit after as well, so for them it's trying to make it the best it can be. Because PC ports, as we know, are garbage.
Yeah. Have you pre-ordered yet?
No, I did reach out to Activision.
Oh, of course you did.
I'm like, hey... we would like to, can we give go the beta?
Hasn't Activision PR dropped off the face of the earth at the moment?
Yeah, they did. They responded to this one pretty quickly.
They responded, so obviously the answer was a no.
Yeah. Or something like, look, if you've got some, private beta codes, let us know. We would love to jump on ourselves, and we'd love to give some away to our guys, because we would stream that shit in a heartbeat. Yeah. Like, if you and I could play, and like a couple of handful of the community, that would be amazing.
But that's not going to happen by the sounds of it?
No. They said, I did reach out about 2 weeks ago, a week or so ago. So, it was before last week's show.
Yeah. I do.
So at the time, they weren't aware of allocations. I might try again.
Yeah.
But if not, I'm just going to pre-order the game. We're probably going to play it.
I'm definitely going to play it. I was talking with my buddy the other day. I don't want to play the beta. I'd rather just go in fresh. Launch.
I agree with that too. Because seeing as much, I remember playing the beta for Destiny 1.
Yeah.
And like when the full game came out, when the release came, I was like, oh, this bit again. All right, cool.
Yeah, because obviously, nothing obviously carries over. Obviously, from the beta. And I don't know. I want to go in fresh to it. So I think even if I had pre-ordered at this point, I wouldn't play the beta anyway. But it's more of a PSA for those of you that have pre-ordered and for some reason don't know you can play the beta in like 2 days.
Yeah, and if you are part of the PopC community Facebook group, let us know what you think. Because I know Max, one of our community members, is keen as shit. He's already got pre-downloaded as we speak. He messaged me today. He's like, got that shit downloaded. Well, Max, if you so wish, do a stream on your PS4 so we can jump in and have a look. Yeah, we'll watch the shit out of it. That'd be great.
Are you allowed to stream the beta? Surely you're allowed to stream the beta.
Can't see why not.
It's a public... Yeah, they can't really stop it, can they?
No. Once the public beta kicks in. I think I'll definitely play the public beta. I was trying to get closed beta so we get a nice little bit early.
Did they say they were doing a public beta?
Push. Yeah, it's
I suppose I want to stress
the weekend. So it's a couple of days before and then the public beta is straight after.
Well, I should have talked about news topic number 2 because speaking of sad games and sad delays, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom has been delayed to January 19th, 2018, developer level 5 announced. It was previously scheduled to be released on November 10 for PS4 and PC. In a quote, "We have decided that more development time is required in order to deliver the full Ni no Kuni 2 experience to our fans," said level 5 CEO and Ni no Kuni director Akihiro Hino in a video message. "I deeply apologise to those who have been looking forward to the game's release." In the message, Hino also clarified Ni no Kuni 2 will not feature any multiplayer content. Quote, "Please rest assured, however, that we will continue to strive to provide a deep and satisfying single-player experience that our fans can look forward to enjoying," he said. More delays.
Yeah. See,
whoa! Do you think October 27th this year is fucked?
And October 17.
Yeah.
I think 2 dates in October that are proper fucked.
They might have seen how stacked that... Because it was due for release on November 10th, so it's close to stacked end of the year. Could we delay it and polish it up a little bit more? Yeah, sure.
Look, I think this... Ni no Kuni is big, but it isn't like Wolfenstein, Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed big. Let's put it into... What is it? January? Nothing comes out in January. That's a little bit of a smart move.
January 19th. About the time Resident Evil 7 was
Resident Evil 7,
roughly.
Solid time, man. Like no one's playing, everyone's done their Christmas stuff by then. All their Christmas games are probably, petered out a little bit.
Yeah. A lot of people have money in their pockets.
Yeah, Christmas money to burn.
Because I remember I played the demo of Ni no Kuni on the PS3. I never ended up picking it up. I'm not sure why. But... also a very sad first hour of the game.
Why don't you pick it up? Like that would be a JRPG that I'd happily let you go play for a time.
I don't need your permission to play anything for starters. But I don't.
I meant for the show because, like, if we're here for the next 3 weeks, put more Persona 5. I'm like, motherfucker.
No, but
you ain't gonna play
I can't be
else.
fucked hooking up my PS3 and all of that stuff again. And I haven't seen it. I reckon if I saw it in EB as I was browsing, I'd probably pick it up. But I don't recall seeing it.
And to our credit, this delay wasn't our fault because we didn't stream it. So
yeah,
which tends to be a common
yeah.
thread.
So our new thing is to stream games that are already out only.
Yeah, just purely to avoid potential delays. Thanks, Red Dead.
That's a lie. Yeah. That's a lie. We don't want to get sued. Speaking of getting sued, folk singer/songwriter Dion DiMucci is suing Bethesda over a Fallout 4 commercial, he's a little bit late, that contains what he calls a, quote, repugnant and morally indefensible images. DiMucci's song The Wanderer was used in a Fallout 4 commercial with the same name. PC Games N reports DiMucci had an agreement with record label UMG Recordings to allow any of his songs to be licensed for advertising, but claims it included a clause that meant the singer had to personally approve any commercial use of his music. DiMucci says Bethesda never reached out to him. It's a little bit longer, but we'll get there. DiMucci found the commercial objectionable because, in a quote, it featured repeated homicides in a dark dystopian landscape where violence is glorified as a sport. It's completely wrong. As a result, the musician believes the ads damaged his image. Another quote, the killings and physical violence were not to protect innocent life, but instead, well, they were, but instead were repugnant and morally indefensible images designed to appeal to young consumers, the lawsuit reads. The singer's suit claims that if given the right of refusal by Bethesda, DiMucci could either have blocked the use of the song, renegotiated for a higher fee, because money solves everything, or convinced the company to tell the story of a post-apocalyptic struggle for survival without craven violence. DiMucci is now asking for $1 million to pay for potential loss of income and damages to his reputation. Now, if anything...
it made me download the fucking song.
Yeah, if anything, that song... Because The Wanderer was what...
Old.
70s?
Old.
80s?
It's old.
Okay, so the young audience he's claiming that Fallout 4 is advertised to, which it is.
But it isn't. It's an R18 game.
Yeah, of course. But even at the age of 18, a lot of kids probably didn't know this song was a thing.
Nope.
And, seeing it in their favourite game ad trailer, I think would have made them maybe check. Obviously, I can't provide any stats on that.
Yeah.
But again, also, Fallout 4 came out 2 years ago nearly?
Almost 2.5 years ago.
So I don't know.
3 years come this November.
And his quotes on what he perceives as happening in Fallout are obviously wrong.
Yes,
for the most part.
But my favourite thing,
the killings and violence were not to protect innocent life. Speak to that dude who keeps telling you another settlement needs your help.
Yeah,
every 3 minutes, you're protecting innocent life.
My favourite part is My favourite part is like, look, I find this morally reprehensible. Let's discuss a larger fee that I'm happy to be.
Yeah, then it's all okay because he thinks
my morals are questionable by money.
He's saying he thinks he's lost income from, and it's damaged his personal image.
See, the short answer is I don't think it's Bethesda's fault. I think it's the record label's fault. Yeah, they've reached out and said, "Hey, can we please use this in the song Wanderer?" They've checked their clause and gone, "Yeah, we have rights to be able to use your songs however we wish. Yeah, you can use it." And then it was up to them to then discuss. Bethesda don't have to fucking talk to everyone. No, like that's why you have record labels. Yeah. That's why you have managers and representatives. Because I'm not going to be like, hey, DiMucci, Todd Howard. I want to use your song for this game. And he's like, who the fuck are you? And why at my house?
That's the thing is,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing is, it says it. I don't want to attack the guy, but it says it damaged his image. Mate, no one knows who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Except for that one. Oh, okay, I may be completely wrong. I'm sure Craig might shoo me out for saying that.
Yeah, thanks, Craig.
He might, Dion DiMucci might be a huge name, but in the generation he's talking about, no one knows who you fucking are.
Yeah.
So your image isn't tarnished.
You're tarnishing your image by doing this petty bullshit.
By saying it's not okay because you didn't give me enough money to summarize.
Yeah. Fuck him. I like your song, but fuck you.
Number 4, the New York you'll be swinging through in the upcoming PS4 Spider-Man game will be a big one. I said
Spider-Man Man is big.
Spider-Man Man is big.
What?
Will be a big one, in quote, several times larger than Insomniac's last open world, Sunset City. the setting for Sunset Overdrive. The developer made the comparison on Twitter after a fan asked them to compare it to the size of The Witcher 3. Insomniac replied, "That's not a comparison we can really make. It's several times larger than Sunset City was, though." Sunset Overdrive wasn't small either. The company said the Xbox One exclusive was the biggest game they have ever made. It might simply be a matter of practicality. While Sunset Overdrive featured some speedy traversal, Spider-Man's web slinging looks a great deal faster in the footage we've seen so far. Being able to reach the other end of the map in mere minutes wouldn't feel particularly satisfying.
I like how there's like, hey, compare it to Witcher 3. Like, no.
Well, you can't really. Like,
Yeah.
I agree with Insomniac.
Because that game is unbearably huge.
Yeah, that's what made me not play it anymore.
It kind of makes me stop playing it.
I put in 10 hours-ish.
Yeah.
Because in those kind of games, I'm a bit of a completionist. You know, what's this side quest? Got to go to every town. You know, I want to help everyone, and it was literally too much.
See, like, this is what's really crazy. So, while I was away over the weekend, I was at my mother's place with my stepfather, and he has become a late gamer,
Late bloomer.
He's 60.
He's hit puberty at that age.
Yeah. Wow. He's hit 60, and he is jumping into games. Like, he jumped in a couple of years ago, a year or so ago with Uncharted.
Yeah.
But now he's playing The Witcher.
Good starting point.
So, like, but also really bad place to start because everything seems less. Because Uncharted 4 is a really solid, good standard to jump in on.
Oh yeah, true.
So he's playing The Witcher right now, that's what we did over the weekend. We were there just to hang out, and him and I just sat on the couch and bullshitted and played. And he's like, "It's too hard." Here you go. I'm like, "There you go." Yeah, and like I'm surprised he hasn't found it daunting.
Yeah, I suppose maybe being
He's only hammering the main story. He's not fucking around with everything else.
I don't know. But anyway, back to Spider-Man. Good news. That's good news.
Oh yeah, that is good news.
They said Sunset was the biggest game they've ever made. This is Insomniac. They said Spider-Man is several times larger. That's cool. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, look, see, that's the thing. I understand where they're coming from in terms of the comments of, hey, we want to be able to traverse this city at a reasonable time. I'm like, yeah, that's true, because you can swing pretty fast and whatnot. But I think this brings up a bigger discussion of, like, does every game need a big open world?
Depends how they use it. Depends how they use it. Because Zelda uses open worlds really well. Maybe not Breath of the Wild. I haven't played it yet. But
yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Majora's Mask and all that were kind of open world, and they kind of filled it well. I don't know. That might be a topic for
I think that'd be a good
another
topic of conversation. Speaking of the world...
Fucking terrible. It's a big day for Overwatch and competitive gaming overall. Blizzard Entertainment announced the owners of the first 7 Overwatch League teams
in the world,
and included among them are some very big names in traditional sports gaming and other industries. As rumored, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft, who is a billionaire, that's just in there because
no mention why. He's just a billionaire.
He's a big deal. Will own the Boston-based Overwatch League team. Additionally, Jeff Wilpon, who is the co-founder and partner of Sterling VC, which owns the New York Mets, will operate the New York Overwatch team. There will be Overwatch League teams in LA, Immortals, Miami, Orlando, Misfits Gaming, San Francisco, NRG Esports, Shanghai, NetEase, and Seoul. Kevin Chow, Kabam. With the announcement, the Overwatch League becomes the first major international pro esports league with a city-based structure. This is a big step for competitive gaming as it brings it more in line with traditional sports leagues. Though Overwatch League is unique in that teams from different countries will compete in certain events. There is a minimum base salary for Overwatch League players, though this figure was not disclosed. Blizzard will support Overwatch... $8 an hour. Blizzard will support Overwatch League teams with support and benefits, though there are no plans for a players' union. However, Nanza, whoever the fuck that is, I don't know where I pulled this quote from, says Blizzard would be open to having a discussion about that if players want one. Nanza envisions Overwatch League as a, quote, forever league that kicks off this year and never ends, similar to how the NFL and MLB started and have never stopped and never plan to. So, this is actually going to be the main topic of the show as we move into it. Where we essentially discuss our thoughts on that and, kind of what we think about it.
Breaking it down.
I'm excited in the way that, for you Aussies out there, you compare it to...
Is there an Aussie team, by the way?
Not at the moment.
Boo! I remember seeing the
PopC!
map. I remember seeing the map. I swear there was a Sydney circle.
Oh, there might be. Maybe there are plans to. Because I think a lot of the cities they've chosen so far are where Overwatch characters actually hail from in their story.
Is there an Australian one?
Yeah, Junkrat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the Aussie dude. He's Alex's favourite. For those at home that enjoy normal sports, you think Geelong Cats, the team is always there, players rotate in and out. It would be the same thing for Overwatch, is that the 6 players of the team aren't the team, they're playing in the team. Which is an interesting way to go about it. And obviously the names attached to this, I mean, I'd never heard of Robert Kraft or Jeff Wilpon before, but they own the New York Patriots and the New York Mets.
Yeah.
That is fucking huge.
That's big money.
And can you imagine if they own the Overwatch team as well, at a baseball game, are you going to see the New York Overwatch team, advertised on the billboards and stuff? Like, that's the possibilities coming from this is really cool.
What I think it sets a healthy precedent in terms of, hey, these big name peoples are backing this enough. These people that, with the example with the Patriots and the Mets, right, multi-million-dollar companies. So they're like,
in traditional sports.
Yeah, in traditional
sports.
That's what I'm saying, in traditional sports. So you guys, we think this is such an investment that I'm going to put money in on it. And those guys work in big dollars. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. And in those circuits, MLB and whatnot, there's normally 32 teams around. They are, of course,
baseball's 30, NBA's 32, I think.
Yeah, so they are planning to do the same thing with Overwatch to get that amount of teams.
I do like that idea in terms of the Australian Overwatch League, the AOL. I think that'd be pretty cool. I do like that idea a lot, and I think it's very important. I really like the idea of a city-based team rather than team butthole, team face punch.
Yeah, and it's just the same 5 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if 2 of those guys decide to stop playing anymore, team's gone.
Yeah.
All your support for that team means nothing if that team disbands.
Exactly. And people are more likely to support a city or the city that they grew up in or a country they're from rather than 5 jerks.
You look at AFL, 90% of the people living in a town with an AFL team will barrack for that team.
Yeah, I'm sure most people that live in Geelong support Geelong.
Yeah. We'll probably get chewed out for that by a few people. But just as a broad... I don't know, because I don't give a shit. But as a broad, gesture. So the exposure that this is going to give esports will be insane. But looking forward, Overwatch gets established, it does its thing. It's a thing. It's always on, tournaments or on ESPN or, whatever they want to do. They have a season, on and off season like they normally do.
Minor leagues?
Yeah, minor leagues maybe.
That'd be kind of cool.
And you work your way up into
college level.
Into the big leagues.
College, you go with football.
That's fine. Never mind.
With college, right? They have the college football and they get drafted to the NFL. It's like,
cool. I like it.
They have college Overwatch. And it's just a bunch of dudes sitting in bed.
This is good. Yeah. But where does esports go from there? Because we were talking about this just as we were discussing the idea before the show.
My biggest concern is that sports. There's thousands of sports out there. But there's 10 key sports that we know of. Basketball, baseball, AFL, soccer, rugby, etc., etc., etc. So the big difference, the point I'm trying to make is you watch that because, there are more games than that on the list of games that are coming out this week. Just on PlayStation. So my only concern would be, so if you have an Overwatch League, then you have to have a Counter-Strike League, then you have to have this league, and then that league, and that league.
I wouldn't say you have to.
No, but I'm saying, because you can't have it under the same league. There's no Esports League.
No.
Because games themselves are so... See, this is the conflict, right? Gaming itself is so inherently huge that they'd have to have their own separate leagues. But is there enough infrastructure to splinter an audience that heavy?
Well, it's not like... One, every game that comes out doesn't justify being an esport.
No. Of course,
not even close. The only other one I could think of on that level would be League of Legends / Dota. Yep. Hearthstone.
Yep.
Even that's not an esports, it's a trading card game.
Evo with fighting games.
Yeah, but look at it this way. You meet someone new, you have a conversation. You watch sport? Oh, yeah, what do you watch? I watch basketball. Oh, okay, cool. This would be, do you watch esports? Yeah. Oh, well, what do you watch? I watch Dota and Overwatch. Oh, really? Oh, no, I do, but I watch Tekken. Same as someone going, I watch football. Oh no, I watch baseball. I don't watch that one. There is enough fans to cover multiple things. Just because you enjoy watching Overwatch esports doesn't mean you're going to want to watch League of Legends esports. Just because you enjoy watching hockey doesn't mean you have to watch AFL or football. You can just support the one you like, and I think that's
like in terms of as a watcher.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking more business. Like as a consumer, fuck yeah, Overwatch, boom, boom, like Gears, like all these cool things that are like doing some sort of competitive gaming. Like sweet, I get to watch it. But my concern is that going to be something that's it's just too many to manage comfortably as a business?
No, I don't think so, because not all the same businesses will have a hand in each esport category.
No, but I mean, like there will be, like, as in there'll be a finite,
No, but not. Even though a game can be played as an esport, doesn't mean it will be projected to that level. Like what's now the benchmark is the Overwatch level esport. That is, you want your esport game to be where Overwatch is, as in the worldwide recognition, the city-based teams. Not every game is going to get there, just like every sport doesn't get that kind of coverage.
What do you mean? Competitive fidget spinning isn't a thing? I don't know.
If you YouTube it, it will be a thing. No, but what I'm saying is I think if they start to model esports after not regular sports sounds dumb, but after traditional sports, if they model it the same way where, you watch hockey but you don't watch football, that's cool. I watch Overwatch, I don't watch StarCraft. That's cool. But
the competitive nature of sports adds in the idea of, what does this mean? Are these people only PC Overwatch players? Are they console players? Am I going to be like, hey, I watch what esports do you watch? Oh, I watch Overwatch. Oh, do you watch console or PC? Oh, console. The fight starts.
I guarantee you that if that particular game can be played on PC, it will be getting played on PC.
Oh, of course it is.
Without a question.
Yeah.
The Overwatch Esports League, it's not said, but I guarantee you it will be all on PC.
Yeah, but the point I'm like, that's also quite isolating.
I get what you're saying as well, but I don't think so, because even console players who play Overwatch, they're not going to watch the Overwatch esports simply because it's being played on a PC and not a PS4. I don't think that's the thing either.
Yeah, it exists.
It's like I play Overwatch, like not me, but someone to themselves. I play Overwatch competitively in my own group of friends. I enjoy the competitive scene. I'm going to watch the pros play it. I don't care if they're playing on PC or Xbox. I don't care. These are supposedly pitched as the best players in the world. I want to watch and learn. Same as any teenager that plays AFL in his local sports team, watching AFL to just watch and learn. Different setting.
Yeah, but the difference there is, AFL, I have a ball, I have a body, I can play AFL. I might be bad at it, but I can play it. When you're like, hey, I have Overwatch on a console. Oh, I have to buy a PC to be able to play it. No, I mean, like, in terms of that's that gap, right? Because it's like, we're getting really in the nitty and gritty and the specifics of the shit now. But I mean, like, anyone that picks up a ball can think, like kids, like, I want to be a professional AFL player because I'm a kid and I play $20 football. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, I want to be a competitive Overwatch player. Like, all the competitors play PC, man. You play.
The cost of entry doesn't matter.
To a kid, it does. I'm talking about, like, if this wants to become a traditional, legitimate sport, these are things it's going to have to take into account.
I don't think so. I disagree completely.
I'm getting very specific.
I disagree completely.
We have very different stance on esports.
Yeah.
I think esports are great.
No, I think they're great too.
I don't personally watch them. I don't personally think it's I don't get it.
Because you say, you have two legs and hands. You can play football. I have two hands and eyes. I can play Overwatch. Yeah, it's the exact same comparison.
Yeah, I get that too. I'm getting
between console and PC. I don't think it matters. If you want, if you grow up in this new age, like your son James and my son, he's 8 now, but he'll grow up in this age too, where it very well may be Overwatch Esports League is showing on TV or whatever. Like we're going to be at that point by the time they're in their teens, guaranteed.
Keen for that.
Keen as fuck for that, and. If he's watching it and he goes, I want to play competitive Overwatch. Well, you need a PC. You have one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, we don't. We have a PC, but it's like, can we have a PC to play games? No.
My PC can play Overwatch. This is just a very narrow-minded example, but Overwatch's PC requirements aren't large. And that's what Blizzard are renowned for, is having these amazingly unique graphics composed games. That's not the right words to use, but and them running on very mid to low end systems to some extent.
Yeah.
But even by that point anyway, you could build a PC to play Overwatch for probably $400 or $500, if that, and that's as much as it would cost you to buy a PS4 to play Overwatch as well. It depends on the game. But you'll notice most games that are pitched as esports now anyway, they're not the graphic intensive games. League of Legends and Dota are 10 plus years old. Dota more so. And they're the biggest esports games in the world at the moment. And they're little cartoon characters walking across the screen. Then you don't need to play The Witcher 3 on ultra settings.
And StarCraft 2 is still competitive as shit in the
especially in
ages.
South Korea.
Yeah.
Their celebrities in South Korea are they're StarCraft players. This isn't a word of a lie. If we went to Melbourne and we saw Hugh Jackman on the street, we'd be like, and jizzing everywhere and go, what, Hugh Jackman?
Everyone would be
in Korea. It's the StarCraft players, and they do get training, and they do get a salary in the main teams, and they also get, I found out, I think I've said this before, if they, go to college, do the esports up until they're 29, 30, that's when you kind of look at retiring, because your reflexes, we know, your reflexes disappear.
30 where reflexes are fucked.
I'm 30 in 6 months. Your reflexes go. Because that's the only life you've known, they actually have a camp to reintegrate you into regular society.
Get you a new job and stuff.
Just to teach you how the regular world works, because living in the esports, I'd imagine, is very different. This is Woolworths. The people here have the self-serve thing, and you just beep it. What?
No. Beep, beep. But it's like...
But the beeping tones are the same as like a warning in StarCraft 2, and they start having PTSD. Wouldn't it be amazing? They're like,
I can play StarCraft 2, I can beat anyone, but I don't know how to work this fucking self-checkout.
Yeah, exactly.
When Ryzen doesn't want to scan something, or the weight's all fucked, and it's like...
Unexpected item in bagging area.
That would be an incredible comedy series, actually.
It would be, actually. I'm fucking stoked. I'm excited. I can't wait to see where this goes. I can't wait to see what this means for the gaming industry as a whole.
Yeah.
Not that the gaming industry really needs any more exposure, but it is exposure to a new audience as well.
Yeah, it opens up, and it adds an extra legitimacy to games.
Because Rocket League...
Even this day, like, there are people that'll look at you and be like... it's something that we have to... You know how... It's getting easier. You know how hard it is to explain to someone? They're like, my biggest hobby, and I talk about movies and games.
I'd say I make YouTube videos. They go, okay.
Yeah,
don't get any more specific than that.
Yeah, because if you said, we do a YouTube channel and we talk about movies and games, and like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, we just make YouTube content.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't say we're internet entertainment creators, because that makes it sound.
What do you do in your spare time? I make YouTube videos, and they go, oh, really? Oh yeah, we go here.
Yeah, if you say internet entertainment creator, it's like, you do porn, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
But we also make YouTube.
I wouldn't be surprised if the next game getting up near that pedestal is Rocket League.
Yeah, look, see, Rocket League is something we discussed earlier. I think Rocket League is the one that breaches.
Last week or the week before? Yeah.
We talked about Rocket League, and Rocket League is the one that can breach that gap. There's enough of an understanding of how regular sports work, adding with a game. I'm keen as shit. I think it's great.
It is soccer with cars. How hard is that to pitch to someone? That's my thoughts. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens.
Now, what would have been the final piece of news this week is the game, like the
top selling games
in Australia from the last week,
ending the 9th of July. Week ending 9th of July.
That information wasn't available.
No, it's not up. They missed a week.
So we're just going to make it up.
Yeah. So in there,
I think Crash Bandicoo's probably number one. It was number one the week before.
No.
No?
Crash Bandicoot at 2. In between 2 and 5 will be Horizon Zero Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Between 6 and 10, there'll be GTA 5 and there'll be Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Mm-hmm. But seeing as we have nothing to prove otherwise,
before we get there, I think Ghost Recon Wildlands will be in there as well.
In there.
Shadows of Mordor is going at like $10, $15 right now on the store.
Terrible
so it's
game.
likely that
fucking shit.
It's likely that'll that's pretty good. It's likely that'll be in there as well. Maybe not high, probably like 7, 8 maybe.
Yeah, it'll be towards the low.
What else has been in there?
Number 6 to 10 doesn't change.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
I mean, it's the same 5 games. They just swap spots. Prey might be hanging in there around number 6.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Horizon will be probably number 4. Crash at number 2. What will be number 3? Persona 5 is number 3 again because it's cool. Because of all the special DLC on special. But number 1, top selling game for the week ending the 9th of July 2017.
As made up by
us.
the players.
And with nothing to say otherwise, AFL Evolution.
Well
back in the
done,
number
AFL
one spot.
Evolution.
Well
Wicked
done.
wish.
We were
Oh, yeah,
so
back.
happy for them to get back up there.
What a turnaround. We thought they were gone, but they're back.
They've gone full forward through the goal square from 50.
And they kicked a banana, and the rock was marked.
Specky! Honestly, no, they didn't put out a top 10 list for that for last week.
I like our list better.
Yeah, that's better.
And
probably really accurate except for number one.
Except for most of it.
Yeah.
But that's all the old games. What's the new games coming out? Oh wait, we do the drop last, don't we? Do questions then drop.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me pull up my phones.
Although the drop is small, we could get through it pretty quick. There's only 11 games coming out next week.
Let's fuck that off.
99 Vitas, PS4, PS3, PS Vita, digital cross-buy. Archangel, PSVR, digital. Children of Zodiacs, PS4, digital. Conga Master, look at this.
Oh! Dude, it looks like the PAX art.
PS4, digital. Fallen Legion, Flames of Rebellion, PS Vita. Fallen Legion, Sins of an Empire, PS4. Orcs Must Die, Unchained, PS4,
Unchained.
digital. Robot Riot, Hyper Edition, PS4, digital. Superbot, PS4, digital. Super Hot, PS4 digital. Super Hot, PSVR.
Hell yeah.
Final game for the week, Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles,
Which I have
PS4
been
digital.
playing. I don't think I can talk about it because the embargo isn't until after this goes up.
Oh, what a shame.
But I can say...
You're playing it.
I'm playing it. It's Harvest Moon meets Zelda meets Minecraft.
As advertised.
It couldn't be any more Betson. That's what I'll say at this point.
What do you give this game out of 10? A solid Betson.
Solid
I know
Betson.
exactly.
There's farming.
I know exactly where that game
There's farming,
sits.
isn't there?
There's farming, isn't there?
farming.
Yeah, it's definitely farming. Super Hot looks in. Lose track. Super Hot VR. Lose track of what's real. Commit yourself, body, and mind. I've got to change my tone of voice. Confront the evocative, elegantly brutal world of Super Hot VR. Enemies pouring into the room from all sides. A dozen bullets coursing through the air. Wait, something is different here. Super Hot VR, PSVR digital, out 27th, 21st. That's it.
Yeah, dude. I want to play this game so bad. So
Dad's got it on his Vive. I've been watching him play.
it's really
It
cool.
looks
So it's like the whole idea is if you move, time goes normal. So if you stop, time freezes. So if someone shoots you can kind of like dodge a bullet.
I don't think it freezes. It's like super slow-mo.
Yeah, it's like as in like it's slow enough to you kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen really cool. So I've seen one guy like it's the bullet and he's dodged the bullet and he's whipped his gun at the guy, and because that movement creates, you know, I think you can move your arms, but it's all about moving the body.
Yeah.
So he drops, throws the gun, moves, time goes back to normal, hits the guy in the face, freezes it, grabs the gun again, shoots the guy behind. Like, it's this cool little combo setup.
It's Matrix.
I need it
in a way.
I want it. I'm probably gonna pick it up.
Like you shoot those guys, you run out of ammo, so you stop moving, and you peg your gun at that guy, hit him in the head. He goes flying, his gun goes up in the air. You grab his gun out of the air, and
grab the other gun,
grab the other gun, and start to win and throw shit around. It looks really fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick it up. I think we should do a let's play.
Should be a good stream. And that's really all.
So Yonder, because we talked about that
2 weeks
couple
ago.
weeks ago when we did our what's coming out in July. I can't obviously go too deep into it, but
it's very Betson.
It's very Betson and super hot. Sounds rad.
Yeah. Orcs Must Die, I've heard around a lot, but I probably won't get it.
Probably not. Cool. Let's jump into the questions from the players. That's the French version this week.
Said in complete English.
Said in complete because I don't. It's just in a bad French accent, really. I'm trying to find it on my phone. Where are we? Here we go. Joel, the one that our Joel, our baby Joel. He asks if Sony said, "quote We're adding another button to the next DualShock," end quote. What shape / icon should it be? I thought this was an insanely good question.
Diamond. Shaded color would be yellow.
Okay.
Yellow diamond. Where you've got the square and triangle.
Yep, right in the center.
Not in between them. Like they'd make a right angle if you link those
like
three
a
buttons
C-stick
together.
sort of thing.
Because then the Nintendo 64 got away with having fucking 4 of those buttons and then the A and B at the end of them. You have triangle, square, X, circle, where they always are, and then above square and to the left of triangle will be the yellow diamond.
Okay, so in the same way that an example is with the Nintendo 3DS XL, so you've got the whatever the hell, and just up to the left is the little C stick, which is essentially the second analog stick on the 3DS.
Hate that thing.
It's stupid.
So bad.
It's like the dumb mouse on laptops.
Yeah.
So you saw that placement.
Bit lower and regular size.
And a regular button.
Yeah. But what would the button do? What functionality would it add? Because we've got our home button, we've got the share button, we've got the options button.
I would make the color purple, not yellow. I think yellow doesn't quite fit the coloring of the others. We've got, those are quite vibrant. Yellow is can be a little bit washed
but
out.
The square
but also
is a shade of purple already.
Not really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you put it on the other side of the controller, away from the square, maybe.
Yeah.
But what service would the button provide?
See, because think about it. The DualShock already has 18 buttons.
It's a lot of buttons.
Fuckload of buttons.
And 19 makes it odd, so you'd have to add another one as well to keep it at 20.
Yes, and
keep it
this
simple.
is the conversation that we had with my stepfather as well. It was the same thing. It's like, he's like, what button does the thing?
Could holding that new button in activate controller tracking? Like a Wii remote? You point it around?
No,
but only when you're holding
6-axis is poo.
Yeah, it is poo.
It's a good question, Joel.
What button's been missing from controllers since the
PS1?
Turbo button.
The
turbo button!
Turbo button!
There was something in Final Fantasy, I think 8, that benefited from the turbo button. It just broke the fucking game.
Yeah, so that's one thing the controls, every second party controller, third party controller had this sweet
think like
turbo button.
Telltale games where you got a button mash to get out of something. Just go bleh. Bleh. It's done. Yeah, turbo button. Definitely add a turbo button.
Done. Now
move the home button up a little bit and put it right underneath it where it was on the PS1 controller.
Jess, one of our lovely regular contributors as well. What's your opinion on special edition PS4s? There is a gold and silver one available now, as well as the standard black and the new Glacier White Pro for Destiny 2. There is also a Final Fantasy version floating around as well. Also, if you're for special edition PS4s, what kind would you like to see? I'd love to see Horizon version personally.
Obviously, Persona 5.
Duh.
Just, it has a cool aesthetic to it, It would make a very cool colour. You can probably get faceplates for it anyway, but...
Well, this is the thing. The OG PS4s, the old fat ones, aren't as much, you've still got one, but the point I'm making is that that's not where Sony's going now. Sony's going on the Slim and the Pros, and they have that very flat, unchangeable top, right? So with the Final Fantasy one, it's a big square, but they just made a lovely big picture on. Yeah. Where previously, with the Batman one as an example, with Arkham Knight, it was grey with just the faceplate had the Batman on it. Everything else
Same
was
with
just
the Uncharted one had that Drake silhouette on it, didn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
As for what I think about special edition PS4s, I don't give a fuck. I'm 99% of the time just going to buy whatever's cheaper at the time. Because where my console sits, I can't even see it. So what it looks like and what colour it is really doesn't bother me. It'll take a lot for me to sell my current PS4 to buy a new one simply for aesthetic.
Yeah, I agree. With my setup that I have, we're very simply coloured. Like, as in all my consoles, I like the blacks.
Yeah,
black's fine. They work with the setup that we have now. With because we have an Xbox One as well. I bought the space grey one. Yeah, whatever the grey one is. Because they had the white ones. I'm like, I don't want a white one. Yeah. So I waited, and there was there's a navy blue one. I'm like, oh, navy blue one. They're like, hey, this is the closest we're going to get to black. I'm like,
sold. But special editions are a great jumping on point for people coming to the PlayStation family.
Because a lot of the time these special editions come with a copy of the game. An example is with the Pro, right? We've still got this new, quite sharp-looking Glacier White PS4 Pro with Destiny 2. So a lot of people that haven't made the jump to the Pro, they'll be like, oh, because maybe they bought the Glacier White PS4 with Destiny 1. They're like, oh. Wow.
Well, it's even like Destiny.
Like, well, maybe I want to upgrade to a Pro anyway. This gives me a reason.
But Destiny is a good example too, because just looking at Reddit, a lot of Xbox players are coming over to PlayStation for Destiny 2, simply because of
exclusivity stuff.
Yeah, PlayStation have just like cornered the market for that stuff, so that people are looking at actively coming over from a different generation. So it is, it is a good incentive as well. But for those of you, well, for me anyway, I already own my PS4. It works pretty well. I wouldn't, it would take a lot for me to buy a special edition PS4.
See, I'm a simple man. I don't want it. I wouldn't want a game specific one.
You're a simple man with your 4K TV.
No, as in like in terms of like but they're all sleek and simple, right?
Oh, you mean aesthetically?
Aesthetically simple.
Okay.
The point I'm making is like the only faceplate that I actively went hunting for was the one that was covered in the sacred symbols.
Okay.
So that's what I would want.
You did want the Batman one.
I did, but I never would have bought bit the bullet. Yeah. The one I really wanted was that 20th anniversary one.
Yep.
Because it's just cool.
You can just get a nice faceplate sticker and put
it. Yeah, like I would nice, big decal. But like, that would be the simplest one for me. If it kind of had, like, that's the little things. Like when you flip the PS4 Pro over and the feet are the symbols. I'm like,
how often do you flip it over and look at the feet?
I like that it's there for me.
Okay.
Like
I know the screws are.
Yeah, the screw, the big main screw has that, and down the side of it where you can put the stand in. There's the symbols. The screw holes in the middle of the circle. Like, this is like without jerking Sony dick for a little bit. Like those symbols mean so much to me. This is the key reason that part of For the Players artwork are those symbols. One because PlayStation, but
what else are you gonna use?
The symbols mean more to me than just PlayStation. They mean gaming to me.
Yeah.
So like if I can get them on things like, hell yeah, hell yeah.
So if they released next year, 21st anniversary PS4 Pro.
Yeah, I'd think about it.
You think about it?
Millie would punch me in the face.
Yeah, she would.
So we got a couple of double up questions here this week as well. As in,
it's 6:30.
Yeah, it is. Joel did ask a second question. We're getting a big licensed franchise title with Spider-Man coming next year. What other licensed property would you like Sony to pick up and release a high-quality AAA title for? Hellboy, Fables, Jurassic Park?
Hellboy made me smile.
Yeah.
Out of what you just listed there, Hellboy for sure.
It'd be interesting. Very cool. Like if we're talking comic book license, yeah, it'd be rad.
Yeah, I'm a huge Hellboy fan. I love Hellboy. Oh, what else though?
An interesting Jurassic Park game would be very interesting. I don't know how they would do it, but I kind of like the idea of it.
There's been a few. They've been hit and miss.
But the problem is, what's great about Spider-Man is that, and great with comic characters in general, is they can create whatever story they want. Jurassic Park is very finite, so in terms of what they can and can't do. Same as Batman, right? Like Batman, they can sort of make 1,000 stories about Batman, and they have, and they will do till the end of time. So it can't be anything. I don't think it can be a locked-in franchise like that, or like, hey, let's make a Fifth Element game. I mean, like you can't retell an old story. It would have to be something that can allow for a new story to be told.
Lord of the Rings. That's a big fucking universe.
We have that Lord of the Rings. We have that with Shadows of War. We have that with Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah, no.
I disagree with that one.
Those games, while they have Lord of the Rings on there, that's not the kind of Lord of the Rings that I'm into. Fuck those games. I really don't like them. I really don't like them at all.
I don't get it.
Give it to PlayStation. Let them do it fucking right.
I don't really have an answer. I guess it's kind of tough. Like,
okay, what if they were to pinch a franchise from another publisher?
Even then, for me, I'm trying to think. I always try to think of dormant franchises, like something that would be like, let's bring it back and let's do a brand new story and let's just kick its ass. Like, for me, my brain went straight to what franchise would they reboot? My brain went to the TV show because there is a PlayStation 1 game of it. Yeah. It's a franchise that's long dead. One of the cool things about that show was in this world they would go into different games.
Yeah.
So that would I would give them a really cool way to pay homage to a bunch of different sort of history and time. That'd be really, really cool. And I'd just like to see it because you could make it look better than the show ever did.
Give Metroid to Sony.
Wow. Not holding back.
I'm just picturing what Sony could do with that franchise. Yeah. As shitty as it is these days, make it a bit more gritty, and not that Metroid isn't. It is quite a dark game, but
Bring Castlevania, mate.
No, don't leave it alone.
Well,
there's been so many Castlevanias, and they've all been shit compared to Symphony of the Night. Don't
yeah, allegedly.
leave it.
Anyway, I've never played
Leave
them.
it. I played a couple.
So. Moving on. Final questions. Max has 2 of them for us. He says, if you had one game to show off to someone who doesn't play video games to convince them, as in, this is why video games matter, what game would you choose and why? For me, the answer was Uncharted 4, and that got, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, that's what got my stepdad in the door.
In the same vein, The Last of Us, because I believe the first 10 minutes of The Last of Us is so gripping and so intense and so emotionally hooking, because the thing with showing Uncharted 4 is dangerous because, one, they don't know what the fuck's going on because it is part 4 of a story. Yeah, but 2, also the first, if you're showing someone something, you don't have their attention for very long. Yeah. And you need to get them quick. And I think The Last of Us does that.
I think that's certainly true. I think, if we're talking about Sony franchises at least, The Last of Us is great. I think it could get a little bit, because there is a lot of fast-pacedy sort of things. If someone's never played video games before, that's going to be a little bit tough.
But wasn't his word show them a game?
Oh, yeah.
Not let them play a game.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, if it's showing them, it's Last of Us. Yeah. It's Uncharted. We talk Naughty Dog all the time here, but there's for good reason for that.
It can't be anything like...
I think The Witcher I think you could show The Witcher because it's visually impressive. It's a big game. You can sort of see where they're at. But if they want to sort of show games off as, it's like, this is why video games matter. Yeah. That's where it changes.
Yeah. So you can't show them Mario Kart and all that because that's...
that's a kid game. Yeah.
Well, yeah, in a way. It's not where gaming's at. That's Mario Kart... As competitive as it is on such a basic level of gaming. In terms of an art form, it's meaningless in that respect, unless you really like karting games. But then you already like games to start with. Yeah. Someone from the outside who's only seen Mario and all of that kind of stuff, and you want to show them, no, sit down and look at this for 10 minutes. Yeah, no,
this is a story that can only be told through the power of games.
Yeah.
That brings back to that Dragon.
Even, if they're thrill seekers, Until Dawn has the same kind of hook in the first 10, 15 minutes. It's scary, it's campy, it's funny, cool. It's cool, don't really know what's going on.
Let's play that this week as well.
Yeah, when we first started doing this, I said, hey, let's do Until Dawn. You're like, I don't want to do multi-part games.
You want to do a multi-part series, but then I was like, but it's free on PS Plus right now.
It is, so it's
kind of an added incentive.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, The Last of Us, because I think that first 10 minutes is very, very impressive.
So, and we're like, we're meant to play this game. We just never have. So that sort of brings into Max's final question and a final question for the show. As fathers, gamers, and prolific content creators, I like that part. What's your daily...
Change prolific to amateur.
Yeah,
and we've got it.
To just people. What's your daily schedule look like, and when do you find time to game?
The majority of my gaming comes from time with my kids. Yeah. I mean... Not my daughter much anymore. She's nearly 13. She's doing her
being social,
doing her teenage thing. But my son 8. He's as into it as I ever was when I was a kid. And I have them half the week. I have them Sunday through to Wednesday, and most of my gaming comes from either watching him play a game like Minecraft Story Mode Season 2 the other day, to playing a game with him. Whether it's my favourite game or not doesn't really matter, but playing with your kid is always awesome. And there might be 1 or 2 nights a week where I get to actually sit down and play, because during the days I've either got school, drop off, pick up and drop off, or I've got to work 2 days a week, and I'm studying full time as well now. If I take a video from us to edit, there's 4, 5, 6 hours gone as well. I'm getting back into Magic the Gathering, so I'm trying to get out to Guff when I can and play some games out there. So I'm actually probably the last 2 weeks I've put maybe 10 hours in. Yeah. And a few months ago I was doing that every day, especially when Persona 4 first came out.
Yeah, and you want to jump back into it, crazy person.
Yeah.
Look, so in terms of what's my daily schedule look like, it's getting up early, working 8 hours, 5 days a week, coming home. Depending on what, so that's the thing. Depending on what shift I have, if I've got 8 to 4, then there's a bit more time in the afternoon for me to do cool things. If it's 9 to 5, it's different. So, like for me, when I come, I work my 8 hours, I come home, I hang out with my son. Well, once again, depending on what shift I've got, he sort of goes to bed about 6ish because he's little. So if I'm working 9 to 5, I see him for about 10 minutes and he goes to bed. If I'm working 8 to 4, I hang out with him for about an hour.
Yeah.
And like
Then you got to make tea.
Yeah, we just hang out on the couch, play, and then, Millie's exhausted, but she's different, a different exhausted to me. Like, we're both exhausted.
Yeah.
But like, all right, I'll make tea, I guess. And then I end up making tea. And,
Toasties.
Yeah, and it's like, what can I make in 8 seconds? Because I'm really fucking tired. Hence why I look like garbage.
McDonald's.
Yeah, and then see the one thing that's given me the opportunity to play games is live streaming.
Yeah.
Because that forces me to play games, and that's what's really cool.
But also, only getting your
game.
gaming from live streaming can be detrimental too, because sometimes you just want to sit down and just play a game.
Yeah.
And without worrying about who you're talking, not that you worry about it, but as in just pay attention to the screen and nothing else and kind of get lost in your own little world.
Yeah, like I was lucky enough I was able to do that today with Yonder. Like I spent about 3 hours. When I spoke to Millie and we're like, hey, this code came in, I haven't played it yet. I want to be able to talk about it for the players if I can.
Not
Like,
that
I probably when I worked at the embargo time, like, because I want to get some first impressions and stuff out there. And
doesn't matter, play the game.
I was like, I'm like, look, I'll play it for about an hour and we'll see how we go. And then like 3 hours later,
sucked in.
But at the same time, it was like 3 hours over the space of the day.
Yeah.
So like Millie was with. Working around in the backyard. I had James, and James was sitting with me. Like I was doing thing. I didn't play it for a consistent 3 hours, and that's the one thing with my daily schedule. There's no consistent.
Yeah, of course, there's not with a
play.
less than 1 year old baby.
Yeah.
There is no consistent time.
Like
frame.
back in the day, I used to play for like 5 hours. It'd be fine.
Yeah,
And the other answer is it's a lot of late nights. Because if I'm not doing if I'm not like I'm editing things and working on there's so like my daily schedule's fucked.
It's all over the place. See, I actually got to do more gaming when I did work in a regular retail job, because I'd just bring my Vita, have my hour lunch break, and I'd get to play games on my lunch break. Sometimes not on my lunch break. Actually, I was a manager. Whatever the fuck I wanted. That's what it was like towards the end anyway.
Yeah.
But
I work a stuck to an office job.
Yeah.
I can't even look at the internet.
Yeah. So between March and June, I had nothing but free time, and like Persona was Horizon followed by Persona. They carried me for so many hours and days. But yeah, like my full-time course started in June. I needed to find some other source of income as well. So yeah, my time is limited, and my daily schedule is all over, do I have the kids that day? Am I working that day? Do I need to study that day? My schedule's all over the place too. And then my nights are just watching YouTube.
The real answer is you make time. You find time.
Yeah.
If it's something that you love and you really enjoy, then you make time for it.
And the reality of it is, sometimes there are weeks where you just don't want to play a game.
I wouldn't say that much. But
for me, anyway. Yeah. Like this whole week, up to recording on Saturday, I hadn't played a game until yesterday when I played Persona New Game Plus for a couple hours. But for those first 5 days, I was like, I sat down at the end of the day. I got 4 or 5 hours before I want to go to bed, because I go to bed at like 1 or 2 o'clock, and I was like, I don't want to play a game at the moment.
See, outside of like the stream of That's You we did earlier last week.
Oh yeah, that too.
My Crash Bandicoot was for about an hour last night, and yeah, Yonder was today.
You nibble at it.
Yeah, you take small bites and then you understand. Like you know that you're not gonna get super invested, because like unlike you, I can't go to bed at 2 a.m. So like,
yeah,
I have to stop at 10.
I still get up at like 7:30, but
your life is a little more relaxed. Even though you're at home, I'm just saying. So even if you're home studying, you're not up and about. And
my life
whatever.
Isn't for the man at the moment. I don't have to perform at maximum capacity for those 8 hours of the day. I can perform at fucking 30% if I want to. Some days a week. But also chronic back pain from 14 years of hard retail work also keeps me up a lot at night. Yeah. Hence why I go to bed later. Because if I'm in bed for longer than 7 hours, I can barely roll myself out. It's dumb. But whatever.
Stupid manual labour garbage.
Yeah. It's not very for the players.
No.
That's not how we end a show.
But look, a lot of the time when I'm not doing anything, I'm just dicking around on my phone on social medias. And speaking of social medias,
the plug. If you like that conversation, you can join in many more. This conversation in particular happens on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube, Stitcher, and what's the other one? iTunes.
The big one.
We're also on Facebook and other major social media outlets, but the main conversation happens on our Facebook community group, facebook.com/groups/the PopCulturists. But if you really like what we do, jump over to Patreon, patreon.com/thepopculturists. Check out the tiers there. There may be something there that interests you. What interests me is the fact I forgot that I do the spiel at the end of the show as well.
All links are in the description if you are very curious. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video if you've managed to stick all the way through. And same as podcasting as well. We never say this because I hate doing it. But if you like the show, leave us a review on the iTunes and things as well.
Tick the stars.
Do the usual things.
If you can.
If you feel the need. But anyway.
Spread the love. Spread the conversation.
And I want to just put it out there again. Thank you so much to Patreon supporters once again for the lovely lights that we've been able to purchase for the room.
I hope you can visibly see a difference because we definitely can.
You will see their names after this final music. Speaking of final music, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Horners.
And that was for the players.